Hi friends, it's Ann Barnhart. I am going to talk a little bit about how I'm using CK12 to create my different chapters for my ultimate unit. Just to give you a little bit of background, the units that Melissa, Andrea, and I are working on are all aligned with Common Core. They're all something that our department has been working together to create, and it will just be a really, I think, wonderful opportunity for us to be able to share the chapters amongst ourselves and then tweak where needed, because there's enough individual flexibility that teachers won't be able to just copy and paste, but rather can use the foundation for this in their own classrooms. So I will show you my first module. So what I did actually is the concepts, I used concepts instead of chapters in CK12. It was just a lot easier to add those to a Flexbook. So I'll introduce a little bit of what the topic of this chapter is. Now I have an interesting one because it's not about Macbeth and it's not about much anything very specific. It's actually the culminating activity for the year. And so the group of people, the Surico group of people that got together to create this unit originally, asked the question that how can we become a literate community and build on one another's ideas as we talk about the kinds of literature and ideas that we've been talking about all year. So I came up with the idea of this idea of the common human experience, and so what's going to drive this whole chapter, or this whole unit, I guess, is what literature can teach us. And so the students get to think about and draw on their experiences, things that they've read, and think about how lit has taught them about the human experience. In this video, I embedded a TED video, and Isabel Allende discusses why she writes and what parts of human nature she includes in that, and kind of what echoes throughout her novels. And I just inserted a little quote and did some reflection here. What is truer than truth? Answer the story. And so I want them to kind of take that idea and go with it. The title for the chapter I named What Literature Can Teach Us, and it was inspired by this video, What Fear Can Teach Us. So the students will watch this and we'll do kind of like a rhetorical analysis of that and think about, okay, well, if what fear can teach us is all of these wonderful things, then what is it that literature can teach us? And the students will be tasked to answer this kind of question: which author or work shows how X, Y, or Z of the human experience forces us to learn something deeper than plot? So there's a lot of different mad, libby, wonderful things that can go into that, and we'll see how that goes. The next chapter that is part of this unit is, I can't get to it right now. There we go. Okay, there we go. Things to learn. The next chapter that I did is group work. Now this is, so rather than the introductory sort of thematic chapter within this unit, this one focuses on the ins and outs of working in a group. And while we've been doing this all year, I think for students to create their own groups, they need to know and think about what has been effective and what has been ineffective in terms of their experiences, not only in our class so far, but in previous classes as well. So I asked them to think back, to recollect their memories about what was effective and ineffective, give them this great little image of all different kinds of group members, and that I embedded from the internet. It's common through this right here. So I asked them to think about that. What does effective and ineffective group work look like, sound like, and feel like? And then we're going to start creating norms within the groups, just as we did at the beginning of the year with my own class. I embedded an image here of forming ground rules, but I also can take them to the site itself where they can look more. Now we'll probably be doing this in class, but they can use it ahead of time to kind of check out the order. I can also pull it up on the screen when I have that. So the exercise then is to take what they had originally thought about what it means to work in an effective group and think about what kinds of norms they'll need to do to get there. Then we talk about group roles that we've developed and tweaked over the year and which would work the best for them. And then more than that. They think about what roles and responsibilities, what it means for norms and roles, and how that's going to make their group work smoothly. I created a Scoop It and embedded the Scoop It as well, which is the last thing that I'm going to show you. And so they can all go and check out kind of how group work and other types of things have been working in the real world, so they can make connections to internet sources, and this is a nice way to incorporate nonfiction as well as an enrichment opportunity. So that's essentially what I've been working on so far. I have some other groundwork done, but that's about it. So thanks for listening.